Hello everyone, this is Brad here, and we are here at Legoland, Florida. What does that have to do with VR? Well, after I give a brief history of what this theme park is all about, and what it was, I'll show you, so let's go. Did Santa think you were extra good this year and gave you your very own VR headset? That's awesome! There are many games and experiences to keep you occupied during this holiday season. But maybe you want to kick back and relax with some VR videos made by people just like you. VR.tv is a website and series of apps that will not only give you countless virtual hours of VR video content, but they will also continue this Christmas cheer with their very own VR Christmas cabin full of some high-quality VR content made by users around the world. Go check it out, and the link's in the description below. Legoland, Florida is a Lego-themed theme park located in Winter Haven, Florida. It features a mixture of rides, attractions, and large-scale Lego models in a historical area. What is the history of this area? Well, before Legoland, there was a theme park known as Cypress Gardens. It operated from 1936 and was known as Florida's first theme park. At least that's something Disney can't take credit for. Anyway, the theme park before Legoland was known for its beautiful gardens, as stated in the name, and its water ski shows, which still goes on with a Lego theme, but the stadium seems to have an interesting new sponsor. You know you're in some sort of hell when Kids Bop is sponsoring the place you're in. Ugh. Anyway, I came to this young Lego fan's dreamland for one thing, and this is it. It's the Great Lego Race, and it's a VR coaster. A VR coaster is a roller coaster pre-built that adds some VR elements while the riders are experiencing the ride. The idea is to sync the roller coaster to what's happening in the VR experience that each rider is experiencing. So how was the actual ride itself? Was everything great? Well, there's only one way for me to find out, so I got in line. Alright, we are currently in line for the queue of the VR Great Lego Race ride, and, well, the ride is down. The weather. I'm the only one that stayed. I'm the only one that cares about anything anymore. But, at least you get to skip the wait for the clouds to die. So, after waiting about 2 hours to come to a park I didn't really care about, to ride a ride for about 1 minute, I finally got to do what I wanted to do. Oh, and also, I tried to record my reaction of the ride, but I sorta had the camera set to photo mode. After riding the rides, I went to Cypress Gardens, a quieter place than the rest of the park with screaming, children, and pretty much gathered my thoughts about the attraction itself. Yeah, Cypress Gardens is kind of still there. It's just, well, the place kind of has a few bugs. One more neat bonus that is very historical to the site, it was one of the most oddly popular things that was at the Cypress Gardens during its heyday, other than its water skiing and gardens, and it's this thing right here. The Florida pool, and that's a lot of bugs. Oh god. Anyway, this is well, it used to be a nice clean pool. Now it's a bug infested green. Oh, I gotta get out of here. It's shaped like Florida, okay? You get it. And it's historical because it was popular. I know it was pretty much impossible to see in the video, but there were literally like thousands of bugs right next to me coming from that pool. It was terrible. Ugh. I still had the heebie-jeebies from it. Anyway, on for the talking points of the ride. Enjoy the rest of this video. Well, I just got off the ride. It was pretty neat. The headset itself seemed to be some sort of Samsung Gear VR. It had a lot of dead pixels in it. It had a Sennheiser headset built with it.
Otherwise, the actual ride itself, you couldn't really hear much. It was a little, like, the audio was very low. The sync, though, was almost perfect. The only issue is the actual x-axis, should say. Like, it has it, like, let's say this phone, right? It's pointing to you, and you're looking straight ahead. Well, the actual car that you're sitting in the VR was more like tilted, so you had to constantly tilt, even though the ride was falling like that way. So that was a little obtrusive. Otherwise, the ride was great. The whole storyline, I had no idea what was going on, but the visuals were great. If they figure out a way to cause these headsets to not have all these dead pixel issues, it'd be a really great ride. Just as I suspected, this historic landmark that I am currently walking through is dead as dead. Can be dead. Anyway, VR is a very cool, interactive, new entertainment medium. It's really cool for roller coasters, actually. The whole experience of having the G-forces moved while synced up with a video experience is great. However, there are downsides. The big downside is the amount of time it takes for you to get set up in the headset. And when you're at a huge, busy theme park, that actually makes the entire wait time a lot longer. There was really, like, let's say the line. I don't know if I have any videos. I probably do somewhere. But if I had the same amount of ride queue for a non-VR ride, it would probably be a 10 to 20 minute wait. However, with that ride queue and people having to put on their headsets and all these little things that will slow everyone down, it takes well, the estimated wait time was 50 minutes, and that's yikes. I don't know if it's worth it for that 1 minute of VR time. So what's the solution? Well, who knows? That's kind of the problem. I don't really think there is a solution. I think you either have to have I think the best solution is having longer experiences with, you know, kind of like how the Void, which I shouldn't mention that word right now. So basically what they should do is they should have appointment-based rides that use this virtual reality, have longer experiences, and have a kind of like a showtime where you reserve your spot and you come and you have a huge interactive experience. Also, that will probably save the issue of having all these VR headsets break and having dead pixels, because when they're throwing headsets back and forth between people, all the different kinds of sweat mixing together, all those bodily oils, it's gross. So also, since we're nearing the end of this video, let me explain why I decided to actually come here and focus on kind of a small attraction. I mean, it's not world famous or anything. It's Legoland. SeaWorld was doing a VR roller coaster with one of their giant ones called Kraken. They had it up for less than a year before they took it away from the entire attraction. It was VR just for a very short time. The issue was, as I was just explaining, the wait times were way too long. People didn't even really like it, and they didn't really get to go in a faster line to do the non-VR experiences. It was basically just a disaster for a ride that people liked without the VR already. So will this happen in this ride? Actually, probably not. The clientele is very different from SeaWorld's Kraken, which is a giant roller coaster aimed for thrill-seeking adults, while here is mostly very little kids and families. Little kids love VR. They think it's very exciting, and the whole experience is pretty good. However, the maintenance cost is what I'm worried about. This ride's been open only since March of this year, and the VR headset looked like it's been worn and torn for 3 years or so, and that's not a good sign. So if anything shuts down that ride, I would say it's maintenance costs. But it was a neat ride. I recommend it if you ever have to go to this place.
Sorry to cut off this part of the video, but I decided instead of you listening to more of my ranting and more of my opinions, I'll give one more final opinion about the ride in a short sentence or more. So basically the ride, the Great Lego Race VR coaster, the thing this video was about, it was good. I definitely recommend it for children, families, and if you think you're too cool for VR, then you shouldn't be here, but I still recommend it for you too. It's a nice little experience, but definitely do not wait anything longer than 30 minutes for that ride. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have a great days of VRmas. And a happy new year and all that stuff. Happy holidays. Don't sue me. Bye.
And wait, is this a rabbit with a chain? What the crap is this doing here?